Are we ready? Good evening. Get our meeting started. Members of the public are encouraged to participate in meetings by one, accessing the web at www.cityofclovis.com/agendas. 2, providing written comment at the same website. 3, participating by phone or for coming to the City Council meeting in person. I will call this meeting to order, and we will be led in the flag salute by Councilmember Whalen.
Please join me in pledging allegiance to our flag and to our republic. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Ashbeck. Here. Councilmember Bessinger.
Here.
Councilmember Mwanatua.
Here.
Councilmember Whalen.
Here.
Mayor Flores.
I'm here. First order of business is presentations and proclamations. First one, presentation of a proclamation declaring August 1 through the 7th, 2021 International Assistance Dog Week. And I've asked Councilmember Bessinger to please read the proclamation.
Thank you, Jose. Today, the City of Clovis is issuing a proclamation declaring August 1 to the 7th, 2021 as International Assistance Dog Week. Whereas assistance dogs transform the lives of their human partners with physical and mental disabilities, they serve as devoted companions, helpers, aides, best friends, and close family members. And whereas seizure alert response dogs alert or respond to medical conditions such as heart attack, stroke, diabetes, epilepsy, panic attack, anxiety attack, post-traumatic stress, and seizures. And whereas guide dogs assist people with vision loss, leading these individuals around physical obstacles and to destinations such as seating, crossing streets, entering or exiting doorways, elevators, and stairways, etc. And whereas hearing alert dogs alert people with a hearing loss to the presence of specific sounds such as doorbells, telephones, crying babies, sirens, another person, buzzing timers or sensors, knocks at the door, as well as smoke, fire, and clock alarms. And whereas International Assistance Dog Week, August 1 through 7th, 2021, provides an opportunity for us to raise awareness of the selfless ways all types of assistance dog assist individuals with mitigating their disability-related limitations. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Clovis City Council does hereby proclaim the week of August 1 through 7th, 2021 as International Assistance Dog Week. And it is signed today by our Mayor, Jose Flores.
who's here to receive the proclamation. Can you please step up to the podium, or would you like to say a few words?
Are those little Crocs on the dog's paws?
Yeah.
The heat? That's pretty cool.
Out there. Thank you very much for the proclamation today. I can tell you my name is Ed Crane, and I am a local resident here. This is my partner, my canine partner. His name is Zern. We've been partnered for 2 years. He's my third partner over the past 20 years. I'm a disabled individual who suffers from both epilepsy, diabetes, and chronic pain. He's got the ability to warn me in advance of each and every one of my seizures, approximately 20 to 30 minutes. His harness is on there to prevent me from my falls and injuries. He's got also the ability outside to warn some other people. We've had that happen along our journey of oncoming seizures. This week is very important to make sure that we recognize the important work that these dogs do out there. In the community here, there is a gal that I know who has a seeing eye dog. She's in her 80s, and she now has her 7th dog in her partnerships. These dogs bring us freedom. They restore that to us so that we can live a normal life, being able to come out on a night like this to accept this honor. And finally, I just want to say that this is a recognition for the dogs. We want to recognize these dogs for the wonderful work that they do. And also we want to recognize and honor the organizations and the individuals that raise and train these amazing dogs. The organization that has raised the dogs that I have is called Canine Partners for Life, because I wouldn't be here without an organization that does the wonderful work that they do. So I am very, very grateful, and I extend my sincere thanks and appreciation to the board tonight. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Shake her hand.
Yes, I am. A long time ago. New York and New Jersey.
Oh, there you go.
Did you say you can't take the Jersey out of the bowl?
No, never.
Or the New York out of the bowl?
Well, I tell you what, I'll hold that, Ed, and just so you can turn around.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Very much appreciated.
Ed. The next item is the recognition of long-term planning and development service employees, planning examiner John McIsaac and senior building inspector Mike McLemore upon their retirement on August 6, 2021.
Well, good evening, Mayor and council members. It's really my privilege tonight to honor these men before you for their service to this community. First of all, I'd like to have John come on up. And John McIsaac. Come on, I'm gonna stand up here. Come on up. And this is Mike McLemore. Mike, come on up too. Just come up and stand up here, please. Put you in the hot seat. So, I want to say just a few words about these two guys individually. I'll start with Mike. Mike McLemore has worked for the city since December the 16th, 2003. That's 17 years, 7 months, and 21 days if you're counting. Mike entered the construction industry as a much younger man many years ago, and he worked in that field till 1990 when he went to work for the the county of Fresno as a building inspector. He came to Clovis in 2003 as a building inspector and maintained that role until 2008, where he narrowly avoided the layoffs at that time and became an engineering inspector. He continued in that role until 2012, when he became the senior building inspector that he is today. I can honestly say that the manner in which Mike has carried out his senior building inspector duties makes him unparalleled in this industry. Mike's code knowledge is impeccable, his work ethic is exemplary, his ability to handle gray areas is exceptional, and his ability to problem solve has made him an asset to this community. There weren't too many weeks that would go by that I wouldn't find Mike's nose in a code book trying to solve a solution to a difficult situation out in the field. So he made himself an asset to this community and helped people through those tough construction projects. One of the other duties that Mike did on a day-to-day basis was he was basically handled all our building inspectors and their day-to-day duties. And he did this in a very positive and professional manner. In fact, Mike truly cared how he impacted not only his colleagues but the community. It was evident in absolutely everything that he did. So his shoes will be hard to fill. Mike's last day is Friday. Just want to say congratulations. Thank you for the wonderful job you've always done, and you will be missed. All right. Next is John McIsaac. Johnny has worked for the building division since April 28th, 1989. That's 32 years, 3 months, and 9 days, if you were wondering. John initially started as a building inspector, but since June of 1990, he has been a residential plans examiner. Now, the role of a plans examiner is largely, it occurs a lot behind the curtain, as I say, but not so with John. John is well known, respected, liked and appreciated by the development community. And that says a lot for a guy who spent a career telling people no. Okay? I've known John for almost 7 years, and I can truly say that the quality of his work ethic, and his effectiveness in his role as a plans examiner places him as a leader in his profession. His retirement is truly our loss, for his ability to positively traverse the world of building code enforcement in a manner that left customers satisfied is a skill some people never achieve, and John did it almost effortlessly. His technical knowledge is fantastic. He single-handedly was the only residential plan reviewer for many years. But perhaps his greatest asset was his ability to sit down one-on-one with a customer and help him through the plan review process, thereby helping him through the permitting process. That's a job well done. One of the first conversations I ever had with John, I don't even think I was an employee yet. I think I was here for an interview and I met him. And he let me know in no uncertain terms that he was retiring in 4 to 5 years. And that day's finally come. And I want John to know that he'll truly be missed. We wish you both so much in retirement. And sincerely, I think everybody here wishes you and thanks you for all your dedicated service and everything you've done for this community. John and Mike.
Was that kind?
Oh,
Well,
go ahead.
we'll do this first, I guess.
Congratulations.
We have some challenge coins for you guys.
The city challenge coin. Oh. So you can remember us by?
I keep it.
They're not good.
In Montana.
They're not good at the craps table, though. Okay, these guys with big hats here. before you go, Mike and John, as a former city employee, and now current city employee, I guess, working with the other departments is really important. When I was doing code enforcement with John, I teach at the police academy, I teach using eviction as a crime prevention tool. And I talk about the importance of your planning department and your building inspectors being part of the team, because there are things that I want to do as a law enforcement officer that I don't have the juice for. But when you have a place that's selling drugs or making drugs, having a building inspector come in and say, yeah, we're red tagging this house, we're taking the meter, we're taking the water, and you basically shut them down right then and there. And it was a pleasure to work with you. You made things much easier and really helped reduce crime by being part of a larger team. And that was a really good thing. And you were always a great guy to work with too. So thank you.
I was just going to chime in. I think Doug talked about it, but to both of you, it is really people like you that make Clovis what it is. That you could both tell that you'd really rather not have been standing in front of here. You're really much happier somewhere else. But just the daily work that people will never see about our city, but you all do it with such grace and skill, and really with Clovis at heart, is really remarkable. So thank you from us and for all of those that don't know you and never had a chance to cross your paths that they know of. You have made Clovis a really much better community. So thank you. Are you moving to Montana? Ah, is that news to your family? No, I'm just kidding. We're all in Montana. Anyway, thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Next item is public comments. There's an opportunity for the members of the public to address the City Council on any matter within the City Council's jurisdiction that is not listed on the agenda. In order for everyone to be heard, please limit your comment to 5 minutes or less, or 10 minutes per topic. Anyone wishing to be placed on the agenda for a specific topic should contact the city manager's office and submit correspondence at least 10 days before the desired date of appearance. Anyone in chambers wishing to make a public comment? Anyone on the web?
No.
And we didn't receive any correspondence.
We did not.
Thank you. Next, ordinance and resolutions. With respect to the approval of resolutions and ordinances, the reading of the title shall be deemed a motion to waive a reading of the complete resolution or ordinance, and unless there is a request by a council member that the resolution or ordinance be read in full, further reading of the resolution or ordinance shall be deemed waived by unanimous consent of the council. Consent calendar. Items considered routine in nature are to be placed upon the consent calendar. They will all be considered and voted upon in one vote as one item unless a council member requests an individual consideration. A council member's vote in favor of the consent calendar is considered and recorded as a separate affirmative vote in favor of each action listed. Motions in favor of adoption of a consent calendar are deemed to include a motion to waive the reading of any ordinance or resolution on the consent calendar. For adoption of ordinances, only those that have received a unanimous vote upon introduction are considered consent items. Any council member wishing to pull an item on the consent calendar? Nope. Anyone in the chambers, any member of the public wishing to pull an item from the consent calendar? I see none. Anyone on the web?
No one online.
We've got no
Correct.
request by written form. Okay,
I'll move for approval of the consent calendar.
do I have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. Next item is administrative items. Administrative items are matters on the regular city council agenda other than public hearings. Next item is 15. I have a conflict of interest. I had that when it first came before us, and I will be recusing me because this project is very, very close to my home, and therefore is a legal conflict. And I will leave you in good hands with Mayor Pro Tem Ashbeck.
Thank you, Joe. All right, item 15 is consider adoption of ordinance 21-05, rezone 2021-005, a request to rezone approximately 3.54 acres of land located near the northeast corner of Shaw and Locan Avenues from the Public Facilities Zone District to the R1 Single Family Residential 6,000 square foot zone district. And as Mayor Flores mentioned, it was a 4-0-0 with one recusal, and that was himself. So this item is, I wanted to look over there. What are you doing over here? This item is back on our agenda because it did not have a unanimous vote. Staff, do you want to make any comments on this at this point?
No, you've covered it just on the regular agenda because we had Mayor Flores abstain. I think the city attorney might have wanted to make a comment.
Yes.
Yeah, just to note for the record, you'll see in your packet tonight, there is the, I guess, red line version of the ordinance. You'll recall maybe a couple meetings ago, we did have the council make additional findings on the record based on staff's presentation that evening. And so those additional findings are now in the ordinance. We wanted to highlight those and some other technical corrections to the ordinance.
Thanks, Scott. Any questions for staff or the city attorney? All right, seeing none. Anyone in the public wishing to comment on this item? Anyone on the web? None. So confused. And no written response on this. Written. All right, so we'll close the public portion of this item and bring it back to the council.
I'd just like to thank the staff for incorporating some of those findings that we made in our last meeting and the resolution that is presented, particularly with the additional whereas clauses. In light of that, I am moving that we approve the ordinance as presented.
Second.
Thank you. There's a motion, a second. Other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? You don't need a roll call, do you? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 4 in favor and 1 recusal. You weren't gone very long. Welcome back.
Thank you. Next was council item. Consider approval, designation of voting delegates and alternate for the League of California Cities Annual Conference and Business Meeting on September 22 to the 24th, 2021. City Manager Luke Serpa.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. This year's League of Cities Annual Conference will be held September 22nd through the 24th. That's a Wednesday, starts at the middle of the day and is over midday on the 24th, which is a Friday. Each city needs to designate a voting delegate and an alternate for the business meeting that will be held on Friday, the 24th, and that's a council item. So council needs to figure out. Typically in the past, the mayor has been the voting delegate if he's attending the conference, but we also need the alternate, and then we will relay that information to the League of Cities, and the voting credentials will be issued. So with that, I'll turn it over to council.
Well, I plan to attend, therefore I will be the voting delegate, so now we have to worry about...
And I'm probably not a reliable attender at this point to commit, so if somebody else was planning to go to have it as the alternate, that would be great.
So...
Long, are you going to go?
Plan to, but... well, I'm planning to here. September is so far away. No one likes to be the alternate because they have to wait until the...
Make sure that the mayor is...
There.
Right. Healthy, quarantine.
Well, I would nominate, I think it'd be appropriate to nominate Vaughn Moanatua as the alternate.
Do you want to vote?
Yes.
Okay.
So let me amend mine. So the voting delegate will be Mayor Flores and the alternate will be Councilmember Moanatua.
Okay. Any further comment from the council? I'll open it to the public. Anyone from the public wishing to comment on this item? Anyone on the web?
None.
No correspondence?
No.
Okay, I'll bring it back to the council. We have a motion, a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
So that will be city manager's comment. Luke?
Just a reminder that next week, August 10th, the city will be hosting a informational meeting out at Clovis East High School about the Shaw project, to inform nearby residents and partners that Shaw will be disrupted for quite a while, but to let them know what's going to be happening. So council's invited to attend that if you would like.
Can you say what time and where exactly at Clovis East?
6 p.m. and it's at the lecture hall. I will send out a copy of the flyer. It has a map and it highlights which building it's in. So I'll send that tomorrow to council.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay, council comments. Bob? Vaughn? Drew?
Nothing.
Lynn?
What do you got?
Something.
You usually tell us a number. Is it 5 this time?
2.
Other than the fact that Jose and I brought some color into this room.
Yes.
What do you call this? Color?
I'm sorry.
Is that like salmon or what is
I
that?
don't know. It used to be red. I don't know.
what color this is, but I know it's pretty.
We look good, and the two guys on the end don't look so good. They're kind of dull, but that's okay. My 2 items to report out that I attended COG on Thursday night in place of Mayor Flores. It was just business as usual. I don't think anything profound happened that I can recall. We spent a lot of time arguing about something that wasn't even on the agenda, but that's neither here nor there. And then the second thing I just wanted to raise publicly, I sent it to you, Luke, this morning. I'd gotten an email several weeks ago, and I feel really bad that I didn't reply quick enough, from a resident complaining about some PG&E sidewalk repairs that have been 6 months in the making. So if we can do something about checking out.
Yeah, we're
taking so long?
actually, it's probably not going to be PG&E doing the repair. We'll do the repair, and it'll be done probably this week, if not next week.
We bill them?
No, it doesn't look like there was ever an encroachment permit pulled for the cutting of the sidewalk, so we really don't know which contractor it was. We don't have any proof that it was PG&E. It was probably a contractor working on a PG&E issue, but since there was no encroachment permit, it makes it very difficult for us to go back months and months and figure out who actually didn't do the work right. So we'll get it fixed.
That's too bad. Thank you very much. That's all I have.
And I'm next. And after today, we will start our summer recess. We won't be back till September 6th, 7th. Okay, yeah. Monday after. I'd like to propose a Jenna Prandini Day in Clovis, if we can work with the family. And, you know, she's done a lot. I mean, she did a lot when she was at Clovis High, and then after graduation when she went up to run for Oregon. I know my family was a beneficiary of her generosity, and my niece is a special needs person, but she was an excellent golfer thanks to my father-in-law. And because of that, she earned the Sasanos blanket, and it was Jenna who presented it to her. And so she, after graduation, so she's done a lot for the community. Never forgets Clovis, and I think she made us proud. And she was eliminated in the semifinals, and but she tried, and she tried her best, and she, I think, left it all on the track, I guess, today. So I can never tell because of the time difference. So maybe we can work with the families maybe if she's here or something like that, we can do something like to honor her. And even Bryson, I mean, it was not his fault he got COVID, you know. There was 2 that I knew, Bryson and Jenna. Because, I mean, that's the ultimate, you know, young people. Well, we had the first Hmong American who ever got a gold medal, and no, Minnesota. Family related, but yeah, so she's from Minnesota. Yeah. So, yeah, there's the Hmong communities. They have Fresno, Metropolitan, and Minnesota, right? Those are the 2 major Centers for the Hmong Community in America. So that was a very proud moment for that community. So, you know, we should honor those young people who strive and actually achieve, so, and represent well. And that's all I have. Our next item is closed session, a closed-door, non-public city council meeting allowed by the state law for consideration pending legal matters and certain matters related to personnel and real estate transactions. We won't be
Reporting out.
reporting out,
Correct, we're not asking for any action tonight.
but I think two council members have,
Yes, I wanted to state for the record that I will be abstaining from item 21 in the closed session.
As will I.
and we will be discussing the items printed on our agenda. Do I need to mention them or not?
We don't need to read them out, but
Okay.
now if there's any public comment would be the appropriate time for any of these items on the agenda.
Okay, so we will now move on to closed session.